I myself will have a closer look on Panathinaikos. Their first opponent today is going to be Dorans Alpha. So Dorans is a team from the Netherlands. And can you tell us something about them?
Yeah, it seems like all these players, it comes from a university esports club, so to speak. They say they have over 100 members and they picked out the five best players out of that club to create Dorans Alpha. And apparently, well, they're doing quite fine. But still, that's more of a like a Dutch closed community, I would say, because all their social feed is in Dutch, so it's kind of hard to for me to really deeply research into the team. But hopefully, we'll get to know them more internationally, and maybe if they get some success in this tournament, they will open up to the English side of community as well.
Yeah, that's also a big thing about the Legend Series, because this is not a tournament for the Tier 1 teams. This is a tournament for the teams that still have to prove their own names. And I think that Dorans could be one of those teams that really surprises us in the later process. And that's what makes our Legend Series so interesting to see. In the first matchup, before we introduce the other two teams, in the first matchup between Panathinaikos and Dorans, what do you expect? Do you have a favorite from the things you've seen?
I definitely hope that Panathinaikos is going to be able to prove their big name, like, actually right here, kicking it off with a big win already. Because, well, that's what you would probably expect when you see a name and a logo like this. On the other hand, Dorans Alpha, I mean, you've got 100 people in the club. That already is a big number, and I'm already surprised that they were able to pull something like this off. I would love to see some more of that stuff, because the university kind of games, I think it mostly happens around America. We don't really see a lot of that in Europe. So hopefully they'll also be able to prove that they're quite strong, and kind of kind of push all the other countries to create all that sort of things. But for me, I think Panathinaikos is going to be the favorite ones here. But we'll see.
Yeah, Panathinaikos, they have something to prove, but Dorans has nothing to lose. So it's going to be an interesting match. So, okay, so we're back into the picks and bans. So we see what you said. This doesn't look right.
Does it look it's right? Just going to be remade picks and bans. I think they're breezing through it. They remember what was picked, what was banned, and they don't really care. Though Aurelion Sol is a little bit of an interesting call, because for Dorans Alpha, their mid laner likes Aurelion a little bit. So if I remember correctly, it's actually his favorite character. So, all right, he knows he's not going to play it, so he can ban it. But you have to be careful sometimes when you're just going for these alphabetical bans.
Yeah, now it's definitely quicker than before. So we see the picks just flying in. Galio, Kazakh's Twitch, Fiora Graves, Kassadin mid now for Dorans Alpha. And if they just stick to it, we should see Zyra and Ashe for Dorans Alpha here. On the other side, Panathinaikos, they will pick... what did they have? They had Lulu as support. And yeah, we saw Twitch and Galio. So the fifth champion is what we don't know about right now. It's
probably going to be a mid laner right here. Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely hope that we just get the picking and banning through this time, and that nobody has to go to the toilet again.
Of course. Yeah, we always hope for that. We always hope that nothing is going to get destroyed anymore. And about like the picks and bans breezing through so quickly, I'm wondering, because what you're seeing on your screens right now is, of course, looking all fancy and stuff, but unfortunately it's not the Riot like launcher. Riot did not make so fancy picks and bans just yet in their client, although they look pretty fine as they are. So I'm wondering about the speed of these picks, whether that Fiora that went top, the Kassadin that was picked by Dorans Alpha right here, actually got picked in the previous picks and bans, or whether they talked about it in chat earlier or something. Just wondering about that pace of the picks and bans, if everything is done like right.
Definitely.
If everything is justified.
Another thing to point out, because you were talking just about how many members that Dorans Esport has, and we're seeing that in the Twitch chat. So a lot of people are cheering for Dorans. We haven't seen any fans of Panathinaikos so far. So that is quite impressive. But Dorans definitely with the support of their fans and friends.
I would expect actually Panathinaikos to even have some more accidental fans, so to speak, some like people checking out what's happening on Twitch on League of Legends channels at the moment. They open up the stream, they see Panathinaikos. Hey, I know these guys from football, so maybe I'm gonna root for them right here or something.
Yeah. Now we see an Ari coming in here, and the last two picks. Yeah, this is gonna be a Lulu and a Zyra. At least I hope so. Because
I don't think that's gonna change.
Yeah, it should be all right then. So we are just seconds away from jumping into the game. We see Dorans Alpha with Fiora, Graves, Kassadin, Ashe, and Zyra going up against Panathinaikos with Gaio, Twitch, Kha'Zix, Array, and Lulu. We are going into the game finally. And let's see how this plays out. So it's a best of one match, number one of the Group A, Panathinaikos from Greece against Dorans Alpha from the Netherlands.
Yeah, so kicking it off, and I'm kind of disappointed that you don't see Dorans with all the Dorans items. You've got the machete, of course, in the jungle. But yeah. They're actually stacking up all in the bottom lane. That's going to be pretty interesting.
That's very interesting. So Lulu was all alone over there, but oh my god, Dorans, this is cheesy, and they're going in, and they're going in.
Yeah.
First shot for Graves. Shot and the double kill here. Wow.
And actually Graves gets both of these kills, which is pretty interesting. Of course, everybody gets 2 assists. Also brings them a lot of money, but you can already see these 2 long swords in his equipment. And that's a little bit of an interesting thing, because I took the tankiness of the junglers for granted. I said that you all know what happens when Kha'Zix snowballs, and now what we do get to see is a Graves that kicks off with a double kill. It's going to be really hard to outpace him in the jungle.
We're just seconds into the game. We're just seconds in the game, and then we see such a cheesy play by Dorans, and it pays off. It pays definitely off. They have a double kill and all the assists. It's just crazy. And this is a big advantage here in the game.
And they actually both kick off their jungle camps simultaneously, pretty much at the same time. So Graves, not only did he get that double, but he's also not behind in the jungle at all. And now, when you see them two matching up in ganks, you are sure to see a clear winner right here. Just these 2 longswords, it already packs a huge punch at levels 1 to 3.
Definitely. On the bot lane, we see the typical fighting for now. But still, Dorans, with that early lead, they have to be careful not to throw it away. So this game is still far from over. This is just an early advantage, and they have to make the most out of that. And it's going to be interesting to see if they play it safe from now, but they're going for another kill. And Ashe stakes it up, but dies in the end. Zyra able to go for the kill.
That's going to be the 2 for 1, but I mean, as you can see, the bottom lane already has 2 deaths if we're talking about Panathinaikos, and Lulu also doesn't have her summoner spells at all. Same goes for Twitch. That could be another free double kill coming really soon. Graves almost racks up that double kill in the middle also, though he still burned the flash in the mid. Just take a look at how dominant the Dorans are, and finally something's going to go wrong for them in the top lane, as that's going to be Vero taking that frag at the top, helping out Galio. That's what might let them snowball. That might be the Galio and Kha'Zix getting stronger, but still, I don't see that going well. There's the kill from mid laner.
Look at that Graves coming in here. Look at that Graves. But that's another thing. Why did Fiora knew, okay, we had a fight on the bot lane, and Graves was mid. So why did Fiora just not play it safe? That was a bit too risky maybe there. And Fiora definitely has to try to not lose this game for Dorans. If you know your team's so far ahead, you have to play it safe and not being ganked like that. But we see another fight coming in here. Lulu already pretty low on the bot lane.
Oh yeah, I'm not really saying that Fiora will get crushed because that's probably not what we're gonna get to see. You could already see the big idea that's behind the gaming of Dorans Alpha. They went all to the bottom lane, they stacked up, they got the kills, they got a good idea of dominating the mid lane. That really looked like a constructed gank because also Grace was able to come in, wrap around from behind, as it didn't work out for the first time. As I said, just burning the flash is going to be extremely dangerous. Same thing could be happening around the bot lane right now, but as I can see, luckily for Panathinaikos, Grace has gone into the top side of the jungle, so they're going to be a little bit safer. But you can see, even in a 2v2, it can pretty much go wrong for the bot lane of the blue team. And Fiora not making that mistake at all anymore. Plus, she's still 10 CS ahead. That death does not change anything. She still pretty much dominates the laning clicks for now against Galio. Until something goes wrong again. Now a missed charm is going to be pretty much tragic, I thought. But then they still dish out enough damage. So Punisher is going to return the favor in the mid. And that's 1-1 over there. So the jungler is definitely doing a good job for now. Kha'Zix pretty much participating in most of these kills. And even being able to grab the kill when I didn't expect that they would have so much damage.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get his team back into the game. So Kha'Zix right now is taking on the role of a leader here for his team. And he's making his way to the bot lane. And they are pretty far into the lands. And this is pretty much damage dished out here. And we see Ashe just die. That was quick. A very good gank here
quick.
again.
That's quick, and that's pretty sad to see such a readable play work out for Panathinaikos, because Dorans Alpha, they did something unexpected. They got the kill here. They actually instantly pushed up to the middle to be able to get it done again, to get something done in the game right here, to get another kill over there. Then they also dominated the bottom lane completely, but after the gank on the top lane, alright, you can die on mid. Kasten was still skillful enough to dodge the charm, and then he thought that after tossing out the combo arrow, he's not gonna have enough bursts to kill him, so he thought he was safe. Okay, that can happen. Mistakes can happen. But after you see a gank at the top and the mid, you can see the Kha'Zix being really bloodthirsty. You have to be careful on bottom lane. And that might be the cockiness that they got after getting 4 kills alone in the bottom lane. Maybe they thought they're invincible, but that's not the case at all. And then Kha'Zix is back to top again. Maybe we can expect a gank in the middle in just a second if this works out. But unfortunately, well, Galio is not going to be able to catch out Fiora too well to provide that kill for Kha'Zix.
And that was definitely what we were talking about. So Dorans, they had the early lead here, but they somehow threw it away. Because right now, we're pretty much even. There's just a 1k gold lead here for Dorans, but that could have been way more if they just played it safe. So this is an open game again. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see if we see another engage. So, Graves is at the blue buff right now, in the river, but not making his way to the bot lane. On the top, we see another gank coming in here.
This time the taunt works out, although, yeah, the leader expected something completely different, though. Fiora also is going to be dead. Yeah, that ultimate did not work out. The sustain that I was talking about, you still have to ramp up to it. He was not confident enough to actually stand in that area to heal up enough. And yeah, I think that Galio had a good idea. He taunted after all, and Kha'Zix was supposed to, like, stick Fiora in place. But of course nobody's gonna stand in the turret range, so they didn't plan it out too well. That was not a good, like, tandem action. Kinda solo minds had
2-level
different
advantage
ideas.
now on the bot lane. Zyra helping him, but diving here should be a bit too risky. I don't expect him to go for it, really. But still, this looks dangerous. But Kha'Zix is also making his way to the bot lane.
Yeah, and in the meantime, in the middle lane, we got a kill out there. Oh, the enchanted crystal arrow hits, but there's no kill out of it. Though, yeah, that's how you try to act and counter what's happened in the middle lane. Dorans Alpha trying to create something around the bottom lane, but that's readable. You've got the vision from Panathinaikos. They lift themselves up from the dust. They managed to counter it completely. Now Vero even tells them to go away. He controls that bottom side of the jungle instantly. He can go inside. He can try to make an attempt for the Drake. He can create the vision right here. And he controls them because they're so low on health. They can go in, but they have to go in with all three. That's so much
And
time wasted. That's a lot of
Oh,
fun.
Kha'Zix should be dead. He gets the flash out of dodge.
He's pretty much alive right here. And in the meantime,
Yeah,
you
but-
can clearly see that the Twitch was just sitting out there at the bot farming. He's got 10 CS more. They've got still the vision because Kha'Zix also took care of the vision plant. So there's no
And
way to
Kassadin
clear
is
out.
greedy here. He's trying to get something done, but he has to go back. Without the support of his team, he should not be roaming so far away. And that was definitely close. I would have went so far and called that Kha'Zix dead, but he did a great job of coming out. Now we see Graves holding the mid lane, Kassadin coming in. But Graves not really in the mood for fighting today. On the other hand, we see Fiora pushing top lane pretty much, but Kha'Zix is on his way again, so she has to be careful about that. But right now, Fyodor is showing us that he definitely knows what he does. And now he's just taking his time in the bush.
For sure, and as I said, after the first gank in the top lane, I would expect him to take it a little bit more easy, do not like get dominated completely by the enemies, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to survive, the workout for 1 kill. Right, that's a good start. Next time maybe he'll get a double. On the bottom lane though, in my opinion, Dorans just wasted a little bit too much time, though they evened out the CS as Ashe was able to come back to the lane and actually take it back. Now I'm wondering what Kha'Zix is going to do with all that dominance they've taken in the bottom lane, all the vision that they've been able to create, because kind of getting further into the game, you see how more constructed Panathinaikos is, because Dorans is all about that flashy plays, but I don't yet feel that they know how to follow it up. While Panathinaikos, you lose 4 people right from the beginning, and they still lift themselves back up so easily. That was just such a simple plan, but so well executed by Kha'Zix. Ganking every single lane from top to bottom. He gets a kill everywhere. And they are not afraid of that double kill Graves at the first second. Oh, there we are. The ultimate launched by both the sides and bottom lane. But none of them are going to get the kills. However, I think, in terms of health, Panathinaikos coming out of the backside of it, although Zaira is not going to have anything to help out her AD carry, while Owner could stay a little bit longer out there. Now Punisher is going to have some problems. Graves from the other side. An easy kill as they close him out completely. As a Castan, you maybe can leap over that wall. But Ari was completely cut off, even though she popped her Spirit Rush.
But this time there.
Oh, not sure if we've still got the caster in here. But yeah, I just get the information. And it's kind of grim, like, you know, you guys don't hear that, but production crew says to me, we lose Marvin. So I don't know if you just have to go for a minute of silence right here. If he really is gone forever, but hopefully he's just going to be back in a second. And I was talking about the dominance that Vero created around that Drake. It's actually going to be Durko, the other jungler, that goes for that Drake, and completely unexpected as he leaps in from the blue side's jungle. So that's really, really nicely done by him. Gets that Drake for himself. And even though, as I said, as everybody was chasing Vero, as Vero actually went in greedily into the Dorans Alpha's jungle, he left a lot of wards right there, and also popped the vision plan so that nobody was able to clear it out. They cleared it out perfectly fine and very quickly. That's a job well done by Zyra. And then they warded it up themselves with a lot of control wards, with a lot of just regular stealth wards, and that's how Graves was able to take that Drake. In my opinion, yeah, Panathinaikos had in mind that they have to create the vision, but they don't necessarily know how to maintain it, and that might be an issue for later. As you can see, they're still not able to find that control ward that's right underneath them, and by that, Castan perfectly sees them. So he just baits out a little bit more time, a couple more seconds, and still Vero doing that. Oh,
and now
man,
we see a nice sandwich coming in here. So Grace, but just not able to make the kill, but a nice ult here from Ashe. taking the kill. A very nice arrow. Just taking out Kha'Zix. But that was pretty dangerous here from Ari and Kha'Zix. Ari now trying to make something happen. But just missing. And Graves is on his way to the bot lane. All the damage goes onto Twitch, but Dudu just able to save him here. But this tower is definitely going to fall.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Should also take
Yeah, she should definitely also take care. A little bit unlucky for Dorans Alpha that they did not hit the Twitch with the Strangled Thorns. Actually, Zyra was really close with that. He could have been dead right there. Same for Lulu. If not the flash burn at the right time, she could have been dead right there. So Dorans, I really like how consistent they are. They just pack a 1-2 punch and then follow it up with 3-4, and they always have an idea with what to do next. As after that Drake, Derko did not waste any time, and he did not deem it necessary to actually rotate to the top side of the map. He just thought that if it works out so well on bottom lane, they're just going to continue their dominance right there. So started with a double kill in the very beginning, and then their own bottom lane was able to get another double kill right there. Now Graves still is torturing the bottom lane of Panathinaikos, and maybe they just did the research. Maybe they found the weak link of the Greek team.
It definitely looked like it. The first play that they pulled off, the waiting on the bot lane, all 5 guys in the bush yet, looked pretty good here. But in the earlier game, they also had a phase where they seemed to struggle a bit. So Panathinaikos was able to put some pressure on, but somehow Dorans found the way back into their own dominant play. And it's just going to be the question if they're going to be able to keep that up.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
They also have a pretty nice gold lead in the meanwhile. And they should just hold on to that advantage once more. That's just what they should do. They are in the lead from the very beginning on, and they just should play it safe. Now Kassadin is here all on his own, and that might have been a bit too greedy. He flashes out, but Zyra is here to help him and grabbing a kill on Kha'Zix.
Very important of a kill, very important of an outplay also. Kassadin seems to be the master of baiting everybody out in... Actually, not even everybody. He did twice to Kha'Zix. And once again, Panathinaikos, I feel like they suffer on the vision every single time they don't know about their surroundings. They try to go for the scuttler. There's 2 people sandwiching them in, as you said, and also the enchanted crystal arrow to come in for the kill. Now, they once again don't really expect a lot to be happening around their own jungle. Boom, Kassadin jumps in, takes out a lot of your health. You get caught by a Zyra, you're dead. You're not getting out of these thorns anytime soon. So, yeah, Dorans Alpha is doing a good job with all their crowd control that they got right there.
Yeah, we also see switching up a little bit. Now Kha'Zix and Ari here fight on the bot lane, and they're both pretty low. So who's gonna make the kill? And it's Kha'Zix to grab it. But he has to be careful because Kassadin, sorry, I meant Kassadin grabbed the kill. But Kha'Zix is already close, and Graves is here to save the party.
Oh man,
Zero has
really
way back.
And even the Zyra packs a pretty big punch right there on the team Dorans Alpha. I mean, I feel a little bit sorry for Kha'Zix because of what he's done in the very beginning. The gank at the top and the mid and the bot. He's done everything he could to lift his team back up, though it was not enough. And now he's still trying, but the enemy team is a little bit too snowballed for him to be able to. He cannot just like break through that gray. So he was a neglectable threat after the first double kill that he got right there. But now as he's got 4 frags and then 2 assists as he gets the second one right now on the enemy Ludu, it's going to be a little bit harder. The Kha'Zix is not going to be so beefy to actually get through him, even though you can see those 2 rugby crystals out there on him. He's just trying to stack up a little bit of health. He's got the ninja tabby.
I
That's still
really love the way that Emir Faria is playing his Zyra here. He's really helping his team in all the ways he can, and he's doing a great support here for everybody. Right now, this is just a three-man crew. They're walking around together all the time. It seems like you have two AD carries and just Zyra backing it up as the master support here, and they're going for the Drake again, which will be slain right away. And this is just a very, very dominant performance here by Dorans. On the other hand, we have a fight here on the top lane. Fiora was far away from safety once more, but fighting well. Now Cassidy is here to help out. So in the end, Fiora able to get away. You were talking about it. It's the sustain that comes with her in the later parts of the game. And also the help of Cassidy here. Good.
Well, still, you never can actually forget about that Galio that still stayed in the top lane. Fiora alone was able to out CS him a little bit. We could see that earlier. Although with the help of Kha'Zix, Galio was able to even it all out. Now, Fiora was left alone alongside with Galio 1v1 for a little bit longer. That was fine, especially for Dorans Alpha. But here comes the time that Kha'Zix knows how to take care 1v1 of Ahri. Graves can do pretty much everything what he wants on the map. The bottom lane was clearly winning from the first moments of the match. So they just have to dominate the top lane. And there's nobody left on Panathinaikos who can do anything. And remember, it's just a BO1. It's just a best of one match. The GLS actually gives them that second chance if they lose the first one. But it definitely is a massive blow. Delta Panathinaikos.
And here we go again. It goes to the mid tower. So Zyra is in for it again. Ooh. And Cassidy. He's the greedy one in the team. He's always the one that is chasing and he's making something possible. And this time he gets a double kill. Slaying Lulu here. And now we have a big advantage. So all 5 guys still live in here for Dorans and they're going straight to the Baron. This is their best chance of making it. Even though it's warded, they don't even dab about it. It's melting away. And this
oh, the watch out for Galio. It's jumping in. That's a taunt. That's a very good one, especially as Grace was really close to the Baron, so he was being attacked all the time. Galio not able to finish anybody up. There's the smite to heal up, and he still finishes off the kill. Also helping out his mid laner. 16-6 right here, and the turret falls. Fiora was just split pushing all along. Amazing of a dominance on the map play in terms of Dorans Alpha. It all comes from the very basics, from the vision that Graves secured for his team alongside with Amorphia. The dragons, that was just the beginning of it all. And it's just the 22nd minute. The Barons just respawned. Look how instantly they got it.
It's definitely crazy what an advantage they were able to build up here from the beginning. And we hope that they're still holding on to it, but right now Cassidy, that was a bit too greedy. I was talking about it. He's the one that's always going in. He's the one walking alone, and this time he just got snagged here by Panathinaikos. But still, this isn't too bad. This is just one kill, and still the lead by Dorans is just too great. This is going to be very interesting how Panathinaikos want to come back here. But for now, this looks like Ahri is going to be grabbed in the middle.
Oh, she manages to survive.
He's so tanky, still gets away.
Oh, nice. He managed to pull it off, and very nice for Ahri too, of course. But after all, they're still on the back foot all the times. All that they manage to do is survival, and that not even always. That's a good point from Twitch. It's going to be a double kill. Also, Kaz jumping in.
Ooh.
And now they're going to have to be...
But they have to be careful not to overextend. But for now, it looks pretty good. Just taking Fiora out. And Cassidy is the only one alive for Dorans now. It's a pretty huge comeback right now for Panathinaikos. They have to take the turret, and they definitely will take it out. Can they take the next? That's the question.
question about the inner
Okay.
turret. That's true, and you were talking about how Cassidy dying right there wasn't such a big deal. Of course, when you've got a Baron, still your 4 members, you've got the best member, like, undisputably. I would say it is Graves who's doing the most this far in the game. Like, he's helped the entire team get where they are at the moment. But still, you lose that 1 member Baron. It's still a lot of value. And it's even more value than a normal kill because you also lose the Baron buff. Right now, nobody's got it. That Cassidy dying right there could have just broken the game a little bit for Dorans Alpha. You always have to be on your guard. And after all, like at the top level, there were usually games where you would not see any kills at all. The matches would end with like 4-2 scoreline. That's because the less mistakes you make, the easier it might be for you to end the game. If you can punish your enemy, that's cool. But at the lowest possible risk, if you can make the mistakes during catching out your enemies, it's not a good idea.
Right now, we saw another good grab here. Dorans, they took Twitch out, and that's a very big deal. If you take out the opponent's AD carry, you are pretty much safe from taking too much damage. Cassidy on the top side again. He's lonely, as always. But is he able to get out? And this time he is.
So 6
Meanwhile,
kills difference.
In the meanwhile, Dorans is pushing in the... But they're just going back to help Fiora with that Drake. And they're gonna grab another Drake for them. And this was uncontested here by Panathinaikos. Panathinaikos is still on the edge of losing that game right now. The advantage just grows bigger and bigger. They made the comeback. Like, they had that good fight. They took out Cassidy, then they had a good team fight. But still, they were not just able to snowball on that. They could not take most of that advantage. They just fall back again, and Dorans is pushing through this game.
I mean, just look at the abyss that's between these two teams. You've got 43k gold to 52. That's 9,000 difference. Imagine without them taking that informal ace, I would say, because first off, they caught off Cassidy, then the rest 4 players died. Without that unofficial ace, actually it would be about 10, 11,000 difference. That's not what's really happening. That was happening in the era of dragons that gave gold then. 10,000 was a big advantage. Now 5,000 already is. And here you've got 9k difference between these teams. It's scary how ahead Dorans Alpha are right now. Although they're still struggling to close out the game. So that's a bad sign.
Definitely. So they have to take that one good team fight. They have to go for the ace here, or maybe just take out 2 or 3 of the opponents. This might be a good engage here on Kha'Zix. He seems to be divided from his team, and then they have to go for that final push. They tried to push the mid lane, as we saw, but somehow they were defeated. So another turret falls here for Panathinaikos. And Kha'Zix has to get back home to safety. Zyra and Graves walking on again, and this is the great trio again. Zyra, Graves, Ashe, but Cassidy gets catched again. But that's just a part of his playstyle. I think he does a good job for his team, going in like that and trying to make something happen. Sometimes he's gonna be killed, but that's just the way it goes. You cannot always win. But right now we're going here for the top tower. This looks like a very bad fight. That's your thing.
Alright, so that's going to be disengaged, and 17-13 in terms of kills. You can see a lot of them, but a lot of these kills I feel like they're very empty. And you were talking about the gameplay, the style that you have to play as a Cassidy, possibly maybe as an Ari too. Wait, we've got to teleport to the backside of Panathinaikos. That could be very lethal to them with Durka finding the first kill. Also with the Lulu being so low on health, she cannot really do a lot. They're all scrambled all over the map. They're in the middle of nowhere while Cassidy finds Lulu. They know where Twitch is. and they soon should find him. Oh, they might just focus on Baron if they don't want
Yeah,
that.
they
So
just focus on
that's
Baron.
what.
That's exactly what we were talking about. They had to take out three of the opponents in order to make something happen, and right now that's a very good time for them to get their advantage going. And Kassadin is going up here against Ari, but not able to finish her. She's just so good at getting away. You can never really kill an Ari if she's got her movement on point. But she still has to be careful not to be catched alone.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Talking about the farm, we do see that Ari is actually like 5 CS ahead of Kassadin, and in the bottom lane, that's the biggest difference in the favor of Panathinaikos that we can see, and that's the only apparent advantage that I can actually collect right here from their side. As I pointed out, the vision is a little bit better, or if only a little, actually a lot better from Dorans Alpha. You've got the dominance in the whitewash, I would even say, in the top lane. That is 280 to 208 minions out there, though right now Galio is trying to soak up a little bit more, and he's still tanky enough. Actually, he's still proving he's got something to show. This he finds the heal saves action. She's got a great escape down, but Kazak's still chasing. Now Zonia's Hourglass is going to stop him. Durko in the middle of the fight. That's going to be enough. Actually, will it? Ari's still in there. The double kill commences. Now Galio's finally gonna fall, so maybe that's that ADCS difference. Maybe he's not tanky enough still. The ace is gonna be sealed in by Kassadin. Now they've got it. If they don't finish the game, if they don't find a way to finish it right now, it always gonna be lost. They had a Baron, they have a victorious fight, they have the minions, they just have to push it in and seal the deal.
Yeah, they have to make it happen now. And they did not show any signs of that insecurity that we were expecting from them, because maybe they were the smaller team. They just dished out a very dominant gameplay here. And with that early lead, with that double kill by Graves, they just snowball from that. And there we go. So this is a victory for Dorans against Panathinaikos. GG!
Yeah, definitely a GG, though I'm still wondering, like, yeah, great action in the very beginning. They got the double kill for Graves. They were able to actually still pull a little bit more off of that with another double on the bottom lane, but with their own bottom lane actually taking it. But then I'm really thinking about that Kazakhs finding 3 kills off of 3 singular ganks in top, mid, and bottom. That should not actually happen. That was a little bit of danger, a little bit of a hole in their plan, I feel. But yeah, worked out at the end. So Graves was still able to counter that after all. But
and let's take another look. Let's take another look at that team fight, at that last team fight that really decided that game, because we talked about it. Dorans, they had the advantage, but that was the moment that they finally made something out of it, and it was crazy. All that stuff that was going on until Kassadin came in. This fight didn't pretty look too good for Dorans, but then Kassadin came in to save the day. So we have that replay ready for you. And Panathinaikos, they're still not out of the tournament. But let's look at this. So, Kazakhs is engaging here. Basira going for Twitch. As always, she's good, so good at focusing him and taking him out. But then it all goes a bit wrong. And we see that Team Red, in this case, it was Dorans, got a bit dished out until Kazakhs came in and went for the ace. And even Ari got killed here. So this was the fight that really decided the game. So once more, GG to Dorans. And as you see in our little graphic here, Dorans moves on to the winner match, and they will face off the winner of our next match. And that's going to be Elsa Ecstatis against Outplayed.